Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today
We are reviewing Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime, the movie.
Commander Class.
Yeah.
Yes. So this guy has been oh so I don't even know the words. Let me restart that again, guys. First off, apologies. I've got a bit of a sore throat, so you can sort of you might slightly hear a slight different tone in my voice as it goes very, very deep. It's quite my Barry White phase soon, where I sound like I'm Barry White all the time. So you might hear a bit of a difference. But and the second one, this isn't actually the video I actually thought we'd be doing next. We was planning on doing Crabapult. Well, Nathan was going to do Crabapult for the TMNT. We also have two other TMNT videos planned. But I actually thought that we would have had Springer by now. But unfortunately, he's been pushed back in the UK, and I think a small amount were released very late September. We weren't in that. We're in the second lot, and that is due. I think it's next week actually. So I thought it was going to go Swoop, Springer, Prime, but obviously it's gone the other way around. And this is Nathan's Christmas present, but I'm letting him have it early. And unlike what I did with Magmatron, he is not having to put this one away because he has other stuff. He has loads of other big presents for Christmas. So, but yeah, Nathan, how excited have you been for this guy?
Very excited. I just looked at the figure and I'm like, that looks like the cartoon.
Yeah.
That's the cartoon.
Yeah, it's obviously for us G1ers, Prime is Prime. He's always been Prime. So yeah, it was like a no-brainer. We love the Earthrise one, but I think this might be our favorite going forward. So obviously, first off, we have the box, and like brilliant artwork. That classic. For those of us who grew up with the '86 movie, it was just, you can almost hear Stan Bush screaming his lungs out about how Optimus Prime has the touch right now, and I can just close my eyes. I can hear the music. I can hear that guitar riff. I can hear and I can hear the as he's blowing Decepticons to smithereens, and it's probably the most perfect box art for Optimus Prime. I don't think you could have picked a more iconic scene from that movie than this. I mean, obviously he wasn't in it for very long anyway. Spoiler alert. On the side, just typical heroic Optimus Prime. Megatron must be stopped. That's instantly. And of course, the back. But enough of the box, enough of us chatting on. Let's get on to the figure. And here he is in all of his beautiful, and his glory. He is glorious, people. He is absolutely stunning. Nathan, your first impressions?
So I got him out of the box and I was like, wow. The white on this is white.
Yeah.
The red on this is like pure Optimus Prime red. This is just Optimus Prime out of a cartoon.
Yeah, unfortunately, our lighting, we don't have any professional lighting, so it probably looks he does look a bit dull on here. But in real life, the word pops comes to mind. Yeah. It's like he's popped right out of the cartoon. He just looks absolutely fantastic. This is top tier. I don't think you could ask for, I mean, again, the likes of Earthrise and that, they're quite clearly Optimus Primes, but this is undeniable. This is, if you took this, I mean, if you'd give me this as a kid, my mind would have probably blown, because he just looks, words cannot describe.
Yeah, it's too perfect.
Yeah, this is just childhood. Plastic childhood in motion. So, the head sculpt, and like the chest. I just love how plain it is. It's not, it's just done. Yeah, even now, just doing like that, he just looks so heroic. Again, you know, this it's one of those where I mean, he does probably on his legs he has a lot more detail, but it's one of those where it's subtle, and it's one of those where less is definitely more with this figure. Yeah, so let's move on to his accessories first. So, like with all Studio Series, he comes with this really cool background. We haven't really kept the background for our other Studio Series figures. They're nice, and this one we probably will keep. But for me, then I think they're just impractical, especially on display. You know, when you've got a tight space, you need to really sort of, you know, compact. Yeah, you need to fit as many in as you can, and this looks great. I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It looks great. It's a great, you know, background. It's just one of those where, in terms of, is it going to be used on display? For us, no, definitely not.
Although if we were displaying, like, if we did do like a Megatron like this, like a really nice looking, practically out of the cartoon Megatron, we could have them like fighting in this display.
Yeah,
and that would look quite nice.
It'd be very good for photography.
Yes.
If you're doing like your Instagrams and stuff like that. So those of you who do Instagram, obviously this would be a really nice little background and stuff like that, especially when you get them in poses. And we might do a little bit on our Instagram, but probably not loads because we don't really go on that one. Do a little bit on TikTok. So let's move on to his other accessories. So obviously the first thing he has is his gun, his traditional blaster. This tiny little, it's hard to say actually. Yeah, there is a slightly different shade of grey on there, but otherwise it's pretty much all the same colour. That nice gunmetal, whereas traditionally it's mostly all black, but this is that sort of like very dark grey but metallic looking gunmetal grey, I believe it is. Of course, he comes with his blast effects, which obviously are these guys here. Pretty nice, very, very solid. We'll show them off properly when he's transformed into his truck mode. And again, I think that's the base for one of them, I think. I'm not quite too sure of that one. I have to double check what that one is. But it's a nice, solid, you know, translucent orange plastic. And we also have these blast effects, which unfortunately ours come a little bit bent, but they're quite soft plastic anyway, so we probably just heat them up a little bit and just slowly get them into place. And of course he has his axe. I haven't tried it on him yet. We might do some of that at the end. But yeah, pretty decent really. I know with him being a commander, he's very hefty in price, considering that he's like most of his Optimus Prime molds are leader class. So I think they really did have to, you know,
double down on the accessories.
Yeah, I think they had to have the blast effects and stuff like that. You know, not only so it's cool, but because if you're gonna give such a big price, you know, he's gonna have to come with a lot more. So obviously his biggest accessory is his trailer, which we're going to have a look at now. And here we have his trailer out in base mode. And again, it just we'll do a size comparison very, very soon, but it already, just by looking at it,
you can tell it's so much bigger and better.
Yeah. And obviously it holds all of his accessories, and it has roller, which is very nice. He rolls really nice, actually, roller. And, you know, obviously you can do the traditional putting his gun on the back of him. And it comes with, obviously, this little accessory here. That's still open. Let me just, yes, it looks like it does still open like the, on the other ones. Yeah, that does open. You know, again, not really much you can say about this. It's, you know, it's your traditional Optimus Prime base mode sort of thing. You know, he fits in it quite well like that. You can tell it's been made to fit Deluxe's in. I think unfortunately we don't have him in bot mode. I think we have him in bot mode at the moment, but again, we'll probably get onto that in a little while. I think you'd easily be able to fit Bumblebee in there without a doubt. Maybe another Deluxe. we'll maybe have a look at Jazz, Studio Series Jazz, for comparison. Obviously on the back we have the legs for when it's out on its stands, so it gives it a lot more support. That's pretty cool. I don't think we've got anything underneath there. That looks like it does move, but I'm not too sure. There, that looks like a hinge. Let me just so, oh, there we go. Yes, so there is more space there. That is pretty cool. I like that. I wasn't too sure then. I was like, oh, is there? Is there not? And that just clips into there. And obviously we then lower this. Close that up. One thing I will give it is that it closes up better than Rodimus Prime, which that was one of my. If you look at our Throwback Thursday review of Rodimus Prime, you see that's my only issue with that character, is that his thing doesn't really close up that well. But yeah, that is the trailer. So now we've got that out of the way, let's get on to articulation and then transformation. So before we fully go on to articulation, let me just say that Nathan had a little play around with him, and you were very happy with the articulation, weren't you?
Yeah.
So let's go on to that. So first off, we have the head. Obviously, you can look up, look down. A little bit limited, you know, but obviously you can do 360. Again, apologies if you can hear the cat. It can go up. It can go all the way around. His smokestacks do feel a little loose. I'm not too keen on that one. We have we have a swivel above the elbow. We have a single elbow. Oh, that's sort of a backwards one, that. We have a backwards elbow, double elbow, but only single going the natural way. And we have full wrist rotation. And then this is what Nathan got really excited about, was the articulated fingers. So we've got 3 together that can, go down, but then also curl in a little bit more to make obviously a very tight fist, and 1 single digit, so you can do the whole pointing and trying to get it now whilst also keeping it in shot. So you've got a nice pointing motion. And one thing that Nathan thought was really funny was that you can also go backwards. It's like, oh, I need to go to the A&E. Yeah, so Nathan was very happy with that. We've got swivel at the waist. And what I also liked about it is that the skirt or the crotch or whatever, they both on all 4 are made into 4 panels. So you've got a really decent leg range there, both forwards and backwards. Almost a double knee joint, I'd say, but a pretty decent motion there. You know, he can almost kick himself in the backside with his heel. Obviously a swivel at the top of the thigh, no swivel above the knee, which is fair enough because of transformation. And you've got toes. I don't think it's on a rocker. Yes, it is. It's on a rocker. We can get a bit of heel articulation. And that is it for articulation. Some absolutely amazing poses you can put this guy in. And yeah, Nathan, are you happy with its articulation?
Yes, I'm very happy with its articulation. It is quite a lot of articulation, quite a few points. A lot of the points are like humans.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they don't have infinite articulation and everything, since that would never be possible.
Yeah.
Getting the exact articulation humans have probably again wouldn't be possible, but it is very nice to still have so much articulation in them.
Yeah, again, you can see where the money's gone into. The money has really been spent on getting those little things, like I said, even just the fingers, just gives it that little bit more of a premium feel. Sorry, our cat is just he's hanging around at the moment. So yeah, again, I'm really impressed with the articulation. So sorry, I did say articulation and transformation, but before we do transformation, let's do a size comparison with other Optimus Primes. So here we have Optimus Prime with the other Optimus Primes in their typical hero pose, with hands on their hips, ready to go into battle. So to be fair, the only one who sort of looks like at first that he's comparable is Laser Optimus Prime. Then you realise it's only because he's got huge top shoulders. The cannons, without the cannons, he's actually significantly smaller. Especially if we, I don't know actually, can we do that? Oh yeah, so let's just put these down a little bit, and as you can see then, he actually comes out pretty much smaller than Studio Series Optimus Prime. But again, it's one of those where he is a commander, so he is going to be that little bit bigger. However, I do know that some commanders are huge, like Jetfire, who we do have, but that is one of Nathan's Christmas presents, so that won't be reviewed until maybe, we might do a Throwback Thursday again in the near future. We're not too sure. It depends if there's a demand for it. Anyway, so yeah, size comparison, pretty decent, I'd say.
Yeah, like you did say, he is quite a small commander. Because, like, think of another commander.
Not Menasor, Motormaster.
Motormaster?
Yeah. Nova Prime
Nova
is...
Prime.
Well, Nova Prime's not a commander. Nova
Is he
Prime is a leader.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
He's even smaller than a leader. Oh, no. He's just chunky.
Oh, yeah. He's very chunky. Yeah, he's very, very chunky as Nova Prime.
So he is about the same size as Nova Prime, who is a leader.
Who's just a bit chunkier. I suppose the other comparison, let's just move him aside, let's move Laser out, is Rodimus. We do have Rodimus, who...
Actually smaller.
Yeah.
To head.
He's probably just a little bit smaller. His spoiler makes him that tiny bit taller, but otherwise than that. Obviously, there's Magmatron, who is, again, he's quite a big commander. Do we have him for comparison? Yeah, so I think Magmatron is a bit more the traditional commander's size.
Yeah. Skylinks as well, he's much bigger than Magmatron, actually.
Yeah. And so, yeah, that's... yeah. So, again, it's one of those where he is a little bit smaller, which some people might find disappointing, but then we've got to think about scale. You know, I actually think he's the perfect size, if I'm being honest. He's not too big, and the commander price was probably because they needed to put that bit of extra, you know, the articulation in to get him really looking like Optimus Prime. Again, I think we love Earthrise. Earthrise was always our number one Optimus Prime, but now
this guy's taking the cake.
He's definitely number one out of the Primes, Nathan, out of all the Optimuses. Yeah. What you're going from favourite to least favourite of these four?
I think he'd be the favourite.
So so Commander class number one.
Then I'd go Earthrise. I've always
Earthrise.
Had pretty
Yeah.
good still. Then I'd go Laser, and then Rise of the Beast.
Okay, fair enough. And yeah, that's it for size comparison. Let's get on to transforming this guy. So just a little thing here now before going to transformation. You might notice that my voice sounds even worse now. So we filmed everything, the whole review last night, but I completely botched the transformation. It was awful. And then the lighting wasn't that great in the evening for the last final part. So we decided to do it again this morning to get it out today rather than last night, rather than rush it. I know we're not really like, oh yeah, we're so really professional here, but it wasn't a great review. So we decided we'll redo this part today with a proper transformation. Of course, over the night, my voice has got even more like Barry White. So apologies for the very different sounding me. And let's get on to transformation. However, before we get to transformation, obviously talking about his accessories, we forgot to mention that his chest opens up with this little flap here and reveals the matrix of leadership. As with all Optimus Primes, this one is obviously no different. So now with that little explanation out of the way, so I had to do a bit of a jump cut because, again, transformation messed up a little bit. We are now going to transform Optimus Prime. First off, I recommend having his fists facing like this. I'm just going to put his arm straight, and we're going to open up this this section here. It is a bit tricky because I don't have any nails. So there we go. Fold it up, so make sure the fist is facing up like that, and that'll click in there. This is also a good time where you can, if you want to do this for his axe, this is where you would put his Energon axe as well. So then obviously for transformation we do it on the other side as well. So sorry guys, it's just quite awkward doing this. There we go. Do it the opposite way. What I would then do is turn his arm that way, so the shoulder is facing the other way, and just bend his shoulders in there. Doesn't necessarily have to be done at that part. I just find that a bit easier. We're going to go around to the back now and move this down. It's like that. Pull back his backpack. We're now going to move his, sorry guys, his ears down and pull his head here. Now this one I really struggle with. Our copy seems to be really, really stiff, and I need to, because that needs to be flush, and it can be very tricky, especially when you're doing it on camera. There we got that click. It sounds horrible. It really, really does, but it is necessary. Right, now we can lift up here. We have these tabs here which lift up, and then we can turn his body round. We can then sort of just move these this grill here. It does come down, I promise you. Again, the lack of nails is one of the reasons why I struggle. When does it go up? I can't remember actually now. Oh, I think it does actually, no. I think it goes up. One sec. It does in fact go up, so then we can do that there like that. We can then bring these round, and you sort of need to manipulate them so they're sort of straight, because when you just put them in, they're not exactly straight, and that can be quite fiddly because they're on like a hinge, I think. So I try to sort of, if you fold them out a little bit here, and then it's whilst you're moving them, they need to sort of be straight. That is a very poor example. I do struggle to do a lot of these things on camera, but I will jump cut to it being done. Okay, so now you can see there they are flat like that. We can bring these back down now, and we can now focus on this part here. And what we can do is just lift this up a little bit, open up here, and you can see now we're starting to really get like the front of pardon me, the cab. We've got a bit here that needs to flip around. It might actually be easier. Let me just turn it around again. Oh, can we do that? No, oh, no, we can't now. It's going to be a bit more awkward. If we flip this up, and then we can sort of flip that around. No, what have I done? There we go, it's this here. That sort of needs to go. Come out. I just pop it out that way, and that's going to go there, like that. And as you can see, we're starting to take shape now. Yeah, it's looking pretty decent. So now let's get these arms. If we put this down, and we want to straighten it, so it's like this, and then we can put the arms back, and they will tab into that section there. Yeah, like that. Let's move those back in. And then just manipulate. Oh, wow. One sec. So now we start to have pretty much this, like this. This smokestack seems to ping off quite easily. on our copy. I don't know what it's like for anyone else's. We can then fold this part out like this on both sides, and that's going to fold up, and we just need to just again manipulate it so it's very even, and it will click in the right place once it's all lined up correctly. What have I done wrong here? There we go. Nearly. Again, apologies. I am all over on trust me, this transformation is going a lot smoother than the other one yesterday. The other one I hadn't even. It was my first time trying to do it, and I had the instructions out and everything, and it still made no sense. I'd made the mistake of not turning the cab around, so the cab should be facing the front. That's my fault. Please make sure, yeah, so before you start clicking everything in place and together and stuff like that, just make sure that this part is at the back and that this part is at the front. And then as you can see that it now looks a lot more cohesive and in place. So then we are going to move this away like that. I'm just going to manipulate it a little bit. We then open up the legs here. Now, apologies again for this next part because, again, lack of fingernails. So there is a tiny little thing here which can be a bit of a pain for me to get out. And let me see if the handy axe will help. No, that's far too soft. So you can see it right there, and it's a brilliant bit of engineering, but it's a nightmare to get out. So I've got it out now, so as you can see, it sort of like slides out of there. This one was a bit easier to get out, but sorry, again, I cannot apologise more. I know I should have just left this review until I'm feeling better, but if we don't put it out, we don't get views, especially because everyone else is putting videos out. So it was the only way we could really make it worth it by doing it now. They will then click together, and you sort of want to make sure that this is sort of in the middle as well. And then we got nice and clickety click. We can then do the toes and the heels. So the heels do in fact flip down. It would help if I got the right part. I wasn't just trying to do his other heels, and then they clip together. Now, some people sort of like manipulate this part. I now do, what I would do now is I would get these parts done, and these tabs here are going to tab into there and there, and it requires a little bit of manipulation and maybe things untabbing before clicking back in. Yeah, that's not tapped in. Get that back in there. A nice little crunch on either side. And then, now this is my problem. I don't like the way this is doing this, so I don't know if I've done something wrong. But these two wheels seem to be sort of like bending out. So then we just flip that part up, and that's where it doesn't feel right. Yeah, it feels like that is a little bit off. So if you do see any mistake on that part, let me know, because I don't think, I'm sure there wasn't like that yesterday. And if I have them like that, it doesn't do it. So if I just have that flat like that, folded but not tabbed in, we then take this here and then we fold that part around, and that will sort of just, again, this version doesn't seem to want to tab in. Again, it might just be, it does, and then it just slowly goes out. I think it's because everything's just so jammed. We do the same on this side. So fold out, turn this part, and then tab that in there like so. And then finally, we flip the wheels around. And little janky, But he was a lot smoother yesterday when I managed to get him transformed. Yeah, I'm still not happy with that. I don't know why that's like that. Maybe I did something wrong on the first transformation. But yeah, he's not... He looks the part. Oh, there we go, a little bit better now. Mostly rolling on one side. Yeah, there we go. Just need a little bit more pushing down here, there, and everywhere. So let's get on to the review of the truck mode. And here he is in his truck mode. Looks absolutely amazing. Like I said, I'm not too what's it because some of the things are a little bit untabby, but from the front, you know, just without looking too deep into it, you know, which you wouldn't do really with displays, he looks fantastic and he rolls actually really, really well. Nathan?
Yeah, this is just out of the cartoon. This is absolutely amazing. I love this colour here. Fits the cartoon so well. It looks so simple, but that's all you need, really.
Yeah.
You don't want all the detailing, although you can see detailing.
Yeah. It is one of those cases where, in this case, less is definitely more.
Yeah.
Of course, we have his trailer does. Oh, it wasn't fully closed then. Does open and fits in your Bumblebee. So yeah, again, it looks the part, and I think they've done a fantastic job here. Just having, I just think he looks the part really. So let's get on to a quick size comparison. So just for a size comparison with Earthrise Optimus Prime, obviously ours is a bit old now and he's getting a bit untabby even more because due to the amount of times Nathan transformed him when he was playing with him when he was younger. This probably won't get transformed as much because Nathan's now more into collecting rather than playing, but that's fine because this will be his nostalgic Optimus Prime, or this will be his display Optimus Prime.
My beaten up nostalgia.
Yeah. And as you can see, the size is night and day. He's much wider, you know, he's much chunkier, he is longer, he is taller.
He's everything.
Yeah. I think, for me, I understand, you know, he's Optimus Prime, so the price should never really be that massive, but you can get cheap Optimus Primes. And I think this guy justifies his price, I think.
Yeah. I mean, obviously being able to fit Bumblebee, both I think can do it.
Yeah, let's have a quick check of the Earthrise one. Again, this is
much harder to get out.
Yeah, I think that's even on the wrong one. Can you do it?
Hang on.
Oh, yeah, we gotta do it that way. Yeah, having to open up his...
It is the wrong way.
It is the wrong way. Yeah, that is the wrong way, isn't it?
No, it isn't.
No?
That's the right way.
There's something missing. Oh, Bumblebee, Studio Series Bumblebee just about fits in
But
into
does not roll
Earthrise.
out very well.
No.
Although, in this one, Mirage will fit very, very nicely.
Yeah.
Very nice. Although we have got this thing, whatever it is.
Yeah, we have got the robot in
Then if
there.
you open Earthspark's trailer,
You will struggle to get Mirage in there. Oh. Yeah, he is a bit of a struggle. He's a tight fit. He's got a lot more room in Studio Series.
he does not fit.
Does he not fit at all?
Barely.
Barely fits. So yeah,
It
again.
doesn't close.
Oh, yeah, that's a very tricky one. So let's move on to our final thoughts. So overall, I think he 100% justifies his price. It looks like he's starting to hit retail as well. In the UK, I know Smiths have him down for very late October, so keep an eye out. If you didn't get him on pre-order, I 100% know this guy's going to get reissued. He's just too much of a big character, and the demand is so high. So don't pay scalper prices, people. I know this is like technically the definitive mainline Optimus Prime. You know, if you're not into Masterpiece, this is the nearest you're going to get to that quality without it being a masterpiece. but please, 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 please don't pay scalper prices. Never. I would, as much as even as much as we want Ultra Magnus, I will not pay scalper prices because it just makes things worse. And you know, if you do have this guy, if you have a spare copy, pass him on to another collector, mate, or sell him to another collector at normal price. You know, I'm very against the idea of charging people 4 or 5 times price because they want something that you were lucky to get. And like I say, I think this will be reissued very, very soon. I wouldn't be surprised if it's next year. I'm hoping that for those, and even though we have one, I hope it does get reissued because I hope those who really want one in their collection get one because he's a fantastic, well, he's an amazing Optimus Prime. And, you know, I'm one of those where I think everyone should have what they want in terms of like collecting and stuff like that. It's not nice when you want something and you can't get hold of it because like the second hand prices are too high. So yeah, hold on, guys. I think he will come, and again, I think he is fantastic. What will you display him in, Nathan? Robot mode or truck mode?
I think I'll do truck, but yeah, going back to what you said, I think it is definitely best not to pay like over 100 for this guy. Just pay original price, wait, because like Grimlock, he went to like 200, didn't he?
Yeah, and he's getting a reissue. So, you know, again, hold on to these things. I mean, obviously, I know things will increase in value eventually, but you know, whilst there's a chance of reissues and stuff like that, that's the best thing to do. Like we managed to pick up Jetfire and Armada Prime for Nathan for Christmas. This was one of his Christmas presents, but I let him have this one earlier. The other two, you know, he can wait until Christmas for them. And you know, we paid RRP. So yeah, hopefully Hasbro, you know, reissue this guy and Ultra Magnus, and we can complete our Studio Series collections. Anyway, that is it for now, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you're not subscribed. I think something like 97% of the people, probably even more than that actually, probably 98, 99 point something percent of the people who watch our videos aren't subscribed. So we'd really appreciate any new subscribers. And please, like I said, leave your comments down below. Have you got this guy? Did you miss out on pre-orders? What's the, you know, have you got any sort of hope for the near future? Because again, your comments, they help our video and we really want the channel to grow. But we also appreciate all those who do like and comment and even share our videos because it's really appreciated. So apologies for my voice. I really have gone full Barry White at the moment. I'm now going to rest my voice for the rest of the day. And yeah, again, please like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you on the next video. Bye.
Bye.